So I'll try using the loop selections here, right? Because it's a good way to test if the geometry goes alright. Because when you have a good loop, like if I alt click here, you can see that it goes all the way up to here and stops. Why does it stop here? Because there is a problem, because there is not a quad here, because obviously you should know by now that these kind of loops are all going by quads, by polygons with 4 vertices, right? And they stop whenever they encounter a triangle or an n-gon, like in this case. And just zooming in closer here, I just can see that again that there is some weird overlapping geometry here. So let me just switch to vertex mode, pick this one vertex, and delete this. Okay, and even though I deleted it, I can still see that the n-gon here is left, and I think I'm just gonna leave it because I don't know if it like matters to you whether it's gonna be a quad or an n-gon, but obviously it's not like causing us any issues so far, so let's just leave it. And select this loop again, select these, okay, try selecting this loop, and it went all the way around here, so it's all quadded, all good. And it goes up to here, which is also good. And here, by the way, this looks like a triangle, but I'll leave it just on the end of this shape. Okay, so let's try here, selecting this loop. Okay, it goes all the way here and stops here because there is an n-gon here. Again, when you're doing this yourself, you might want to cut another edge here just to get rid of this n-gon, or you might leave it like that. It's up to you really. So I'm gonna select these. Okay, I don't see any more problems here. Select another loop here, right? It selected, looks like all of this, right? Yes. Okay. Next one. Oh, next one got everything here, but didn't get something here. Okay, we'll get back to it in a moment. So let's try the next one. The next one selected OK. And now here. Alright, this one went to here and stopped there, so we will keep an eye on this place. Okay, this doesn't select because this is an n-gon, and this is an n-gon, and this is a quad. Okay, next one, this selects up to here. Again, there seems to be a problem here. We'll see what that is in a moment. Okay, this one selected fine. Again, up to here. This one up to here. All right. Oops. This one. Okay. This one to here because this is an n-gon. This one. Okay. There's an n-gon here. I'll just select this one up to here. Okay. And this one and this n-gon. Okay. So most of this is already selected. I can just hide, right? But I can see that there are some problems here, right? Because even though I just hid it, right, I can still see that there are some edges here left, right? They shouldn't be because, as you can see, they're not here, for example, but there are these hanging edges. They shouldn't be here. And also this which stopped one of our loops from going all the way through, right? If I look close here, what can I see? I can see that this is an n-gon, right? I selected, I see 5 vertices, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, oh, 4, 5 here. It looks like one of the edges might be missing here, so I'm just gonna select this, and connect vertex path, this one. Okay, so this is now joined, and this should be a quad now. Okay, yes, 4 vertices. So let me just hide this. Okay, and let's look at this place. What's going on here? Oh, these are not in fact edges. These are very, very small triangles, right? As you can see, if I pick this face, 3 dots, it's a triangle just on the end here. And basically, is this? Yeah, it's some sort of leftover geometry, I think, also. So if I delete, well, I'm gonna delete this vertex and see if we create any more problems later. But anyway, and I'm gonna also select this hanging edge and delete it as well. Okay, next, here, probably the same deal, or maybe not. Yeah, looks like the same deal. This hanging vertex here, delete that and delete this remaining edge. Okay, and what's left here are these, and I think this, just looking at this, it might have the same problem as we've just seen. Yeah, right here. I'll just connect this like so, right? And let's see, I don't like how thick the edges here are, and yeah, indeed, there is something very weird going on here. If I just click on this vertex and try moving it, let's see if selecting non-manifold can tell us anything about this geometry. Right, select all by trait, non-manifold. Indeed it does. Right, it just selected it for me. So it's showing basically that this edge right here, this one, it's just a loose edge. It doesn't really connect to any faces. As you can see, both of its vertices are connected here, but the edge itself, it doesn't belong to any face. So let me just delete this edge, right? But then I'm left with kind of this sort of thing here, where there are like a quad here, but then this extremely small triangle here and an angle over here. And so what I can do is just grab this vertex here, connect them. I'm not using the F key, right? I'm using this vertex connect vertex path, the J key, right? Because if you use the F key, you'll just I'll show you, you'll just bring that weird edge back. So instead, use the J key to cut through the geometry. And now I'll just take these two and merge them. Let's say at center, right? Okay. So any other problems? Let's try again. Select all by trait, non-manifold. And yeah, there are some problems on these parts, but we are going to be rebuilding these parts. So, well, at least I'm going to be rebuilding one, but you can rebuild the rest later. But it looks like all the problems that remain are on there, so it's okay. I'll just go ahead and hide all of this, right? And I'm going to take these, select all of them, and I'm gonna go separate selection, right? Let's just unhide our geometry, and yeah, it looks like my edits might have destroyed some of the geometry here, but that's okay. That's also totally fine. Sometimes you do this when you have a hidden geometry and you can't quite see what's going on. We can easily add these faces back, right? We can just say extrude the face here, right, and then enable the vertex snapping and grab this vertex and just move and snap it over here, and grab this vertex and move and snap it over here, right? And you can do the same over here. I'm not going to repeat this. Okay, anyway, I'm going back to object mode. I've just extracted these guys, right? They're now separate, just their own object, but this is just temporary, right? I just want to rebuild them and then connect them back. Just as I separated this temporarily, I'm gonna be joining it back to this half, right? Okay, so let me just maybe let me just also select this one face and go select linked, and also separate this as its own object, right? So that I can hide these for now and just focus on this, so that these guys are not in the way as I'm rotating the camera, right? So how can we fix this guy? Right, obviously, as I said, there is very little you can do in terms of selecting anything here, right? But there are ways we can reduce this geometry to a more manageable level, right? I'm just going to remove solidify from it for now, and I'm gonna add a say a weld modifier on it, and let me just enable the wireframe to see what's going on here. And let's see, let's maybe reduce the distance for welding to 0.01. Okay, it already reduced some of it at least, but it also sort of ruined this edge, and I want to keep this edge because I want to be able to merge it back later onto the main geometry. And so to do that, I'll just go inside here, and I'm gonna select this bottom edge. Alt-click should do it. This boundary loop should be selected still. So having this selected, I'm just gonna put it into its own vertex group. Again, if you don't know where it is, you can search for it, or I can't even remember where it is in the menu. Oh, there it is. Vertex group, assign new group. Okay, so just assign this to new group. And now, if I go back to object mode, and here in this weld modifier, I can say limit to vertex group, but I need to invert it because I don't want that group to be affected, right? So I'll just press this button here, and now the modifier welds everywhere except that on this edge. Okay, and it already brings it from this unworkable problem, right, to this more manageable geometry. Okay, and let's maybe also try, let's see, decimate. By the way, I haven't done this before, I'm just doing it live now, so please bear with me as I'm going through the thinking process. Okay, so decimate, switch to planar. Yeah, and we can try playing with this angle, but it's just gonna eat away all these edges. Oh, hold on, we might be able to keep those edges, right? Let's see, can we? Yes, if we do this, if we go into edge mode, go into X-ray, deselect everything, and I'm just gonna use the circle to select only these sort of messy long edges, right? Not these rings that go in this way, but these ones. Now I'm gonna invert my selection by going Ctrl-I or select invert right here, and I have these edges selected now. I'm just gonna go edge and mark seam on them, and you may have already seen this used elsewhere. It's usually used for UV unwrapping, but we'll use just to delimit this modifier here, and you will see as I go back to object mode that this now starts working on the limited on those seams that we've just marked, so it keeps these these edges that I also want to preserve, right? Because I want to be able to merge them later here on these points. So I want to keep these edges and I want to keep the boundary. Everything else I can really destroy however I please, right? But the whole point of doing this way is that I keep the general shape, right? I could have maybe rebuilt it from some other object, but again, I have no idea what exactly are you building and what are you going for, so I'm gonna stick with fixing what we have here, right? As opposed to showing you some other ways. Okay, so can I work with this? Let me just look at this. Yeah, I think just a few edges here and there. Basically what I'm looking for now is just so that there is not this huge amount of edges as there was before, but just a few so that I can easily manually work with them, right? And I think this might be enough for us. So let's just apply both of these modifiers. And now what I'll do, I forgot how many there were, let's check this side when we were looking before, 12 edges. So I want to make the other side also have only 12 edges going around like this, and go back to this one